The #1 hit music station.
It's 95.1.
Okay. I haven't done flip keys.
What's going on? We're at the Center for Hope, Salvation Army Center for Hope. This is where it's an all-women's shelter, correct?
Women and children, yes.
Okay, so they basically can just come here. You said you're at full capacity a lot, right?
All the time we're at full capacity. We're the largest homeless shelter in the southeast for women and children. It's a 200-bed facility, but at any given time we have 300 plus women and children here. We have a full-site Boys and Girls Club here, so the kids have a place to go after school. Each family gets case management because our goal here is really to get them into a place of stability and independence.
Definitely. There's, I think, like I said, like something like 3,000 children in our area that are homeless, and this one of these shelters is what we're helping out by me living at the epicenter, raising money for the Second Harvest Food Bank. They help out these shelters. We're going to try to get like a little taste of what it's like inside. We're going to have lunch, maybe talk to a few people. Just give us an idea of, how long have you been here? What do you do for the Center for Hope?
The Salvation Army has actually been sheltering women and children in Charlotte since 1925. But the Center of Hope shelter here, our facility here, has been open since 1991. And every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, we offer a place for women and children to come that is safe, that is structured, and also gives them a place to sleep at night. It gets them off the streets or out of living in cars or pay-by-the-night motels, and it gives them a place that they can come and have structure and stability for their families.
I'm sure there's lots of different stories that you see. I mean, from abuse that they're trying to get away from, or just that they don't have another place to go. I know where I'm going with that.
Absolutely. Well, 27% of the women that we see here at the Center of Hope shelter are fleeing abusive relationships that we are aware of. 27% of them do. We've had a lot of moms, they're trying to make ends meet and they just can't. They don't have a partner in their family, or both of them have lost their jobs, the mom and the dad. So it's wonderful that the City of Charlotte has a safety net for families, a safety net where they can come, be safe, be sheltered, be fed, but not only that, find the case management that they need, job training, case management, household advice, getting them into housing from a rocky road to really a road of independence.
Definitely. I met a young lady the other day that her family was in and out of shelters like this, and she's finally gotten herself to a place where she has a career and is trying to build her life and really doing that. So I think these facilities are amazing and definitely should be supported. So.
Oh, definitely. We have a lot of success stories, women who have gone on, and once they find that place of structure and stability, then they can go on and begin earning a living and providing a household for their family.
Very cool. Thank you. We're going to check this out. We're going to get a tour of this facility real quick. This is Deronda, you're the director of the entire thing. How long have you been here?
19 years.
A long time.
A long time. Well, listen, welcome to the Salvation Army Center. And as you see, we are 24/7 shelter, so we take people in all throughout the day and night. So we don't have, these are our business hours. We are an emergency shelter, and we function as one. If people have an emergency, we want to make sure the door is open. So anyway, when you first come in, we have 5 case managers. You do your intake. We also have a partnership with Mecklenburg County, and which is awesome because we can address some of those underlying causes of homelessness. So we have 4 counselors here from Mecklenburg County. Now this is a dorm area, and during the daytime you don't have to be out of the facility, but you do have to be out of the bed. Some exceptions to that are people that are sick, and if you work third shift at night.
So you can't just sleep all day?
No, you can't sleep all day. No, our theory, it always have, we may be one of the few shelters that are not just a night shelter only. But our theory is that you get up out of bed and you participate in life. So,
Do something.
Do something. It'll make you feel better.
Oh, yeah.
And your chances on moving out of homelessness is better. Now, in this room, it's supposed to be a television room, but because we're a 200-bed shelter and we're sheltering about 300 people, we use these mats for overflow space. So we have about 50 people in overflow here, and right now we're working with about 30 faith congregations that are helping us to sleep people at night.
Wow.
So this is our largest dorm here. Okay. It's about $1.8 million to run to operate the shelter, and we serve a very indigent population, so we can charge fees and services and things, and we pay for anything.
Are you seeing just the economy the way it is?
Yeah, you know, this is one of the things I'm going to be talking about at the board, county commissioners meeting tonight, because they wanted, that's the question. And yeah, we are, because people are having a difficult time getting out of the shelter and getting employment. But even before we declared it was an economic downturn, we were having an increase in homelessness. So yeah, we have a Boys and Girls Club. And we are probably the only shelter probably in the country that have a Boys and Girls Club attached. We were very fortunate to, we have the Boys and Girls Club charters in Charlotte. So we have 7 Boys and Girls Club, and we have 1 here in the Center of Hope. Let me see if I can get some light. And I always say small space, big impact. Definitely. And so this is one of those projects. Our goal is, because of a donor, we were able to hire someone to coordinate volunteers to help tutor. Our goal is to have tutors here every day. Wow. So that's what we're trying to reach.
Get a little education.
Oh yeah, it's important, and we serve on an average about 100 children, and our children attend Charlotte Mecklenburg schools.
Okay. So do you guys work? Do you facilitate that? Is that something you guys do as a part of the service here?
We do facilitate that, and right now under the McKinney legislation, which is a federal act, if you become homeless, you have a right to the school bus coming here and picking you up. Right. So we sort of empower the moms to call the school, because they let them know that they have that right to transportation. Comments? Nobody told me about what's going down to community outreach.
This is the kitchen area that they eat. Pan over that way. It's kind of cafeteria area. We've got volunteers that help out here from some churches. What's the church called? Friendship Missionary Baptist Church. Been helping out here for 12 years. So I've got a couple volunteers over here.
Okay, we have cookies, we have chocolate cake, confetti chocolate cake, cookies, vanilla and lemon, all lemon. I miss you today.
Brenda, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Would you like chocolate?
All right, we just had lunch. The lady responsible for it all, she's been feeding people here at the shelter for quite some time, 5 years.
Yes,
Brenda is her name. Obviously, in 5 years, you've run into a lot of different stories, a lot of different situations. Give me like a couple that have just really touched you.
A couple of them was, the one that really touched me was one of the ladies that was here. She had finished the SACOT program, and I was at the store one night, and she was hungry, she didn't have a coat. It was one of the coldest nights that we had last year, and she didn't have anywhere to go. So, and her time wasn't up to come back, because most of the time you have to be out at least 60 days. So I told her, just come on down the street with me, and I was going to make a couple of phone calls. And what I did, I called the old case manager and talked with him to see, instead of her waiting her 60 days, she didn't have on any shoes, she just had on socks. And asked if, since her time wasn't all right, if she could come back. And he had to make a couple of phone calls to his supervisor, and she was able to come back in. And another story that really touched my heart was, I stayed maybe about 3 or 4 blocks in the neighborhood. I was walking to work one morning. It was a lady sitting at the bus stop on the bench. She didn't have on a coat. And I offered her my coat. She refused to take it. I said, look, you can have this coat. I said, I have more than enough. And she was so glad to get the coat. And I had a pair of gloves in the coat. And she reached me the gloves. I said, no, you keep the gloves yourself. And that particular morning, they was calling for freezing precipitation. And she was just sitting at the bus stop. She had been there all night. So I told her she could come on in with me and get something hot. I gave her some hot cereal, a cup of coffee, and she left and she was so appreciative, and it was just so touching. And
Brenda, we appreciate talking to you. Appreciate lunch. It was very good.
all right, I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right, thank you.